Hello YouTube and welcome back to Flads. This is Heroes of the Storm, and as you can see I've just rejoined the game. Today we are playing as Chen, one of the unloved tanks. He sits alongside Stitches and Diablo as pretty meh overall, and but I think the thing with Chen is he doesn't do enough damage. It's a similar scenario to ETC. Like, he doesn't do enough damage early game now to be warranted as like a viable pick in anything sort of competitive at all. So what we're going to try and do today is extract some damage from Chen. He's definitely my favourite character. He's not my most played character, but he's definitely my favourite. So with the damage in mind, with the damage in mind, we are going to be going for increased duration of burn from breath of fire. So this is going to, I'm going to soak these in brew and then put them on fire, and that's going to burn for a little bit longer and just do a little bit more persistent damage. So Chen doesn't use mana, he just gets pissed all the time. So instead of using mana, he has to drink, and then once he's had a drink, you can see my mana bar going up. And I also get a little shield from that as well. Now you can build into a shield and make Chen ridiculously tanky. I think it'll probably come a little far. Nope, the double healer is working wonders here. Let's see if we can jump in on Lily and body block the shit out of her. Tassadar has stayed a little bit too long and we can just continue to jump. So my Q ability is flying kick. Basically jumps to an enemy, does a little bit of damage, and it puts me in front of them, or at least it should put me in front of them. W is Master's Brew or something, Cake Smash. I basically smash my cake on the floor and cause... Oh, he hasn't got an invulnerable left. I smash my cake on the floor, soaking whoever is in front of me with my brew. E is Breath of Fire. Now, whoa there, that's a lot of damage. Now, when I combo all of these together, you can actually start putting down some half sensible damage. I'm standing in Tassadar's frickin' AoE thing that he does, Psionic Storm or whatever it's called. And if you combine them, you can do a fair bit of damage. And he does have this thing where he can stay alive for a very long time, and that's sort of his thing. Because when you're drinking, he's generating shields. You can actually stay in fights if you were to build for it, for almost like eternally if there's a healer and you're a sort of mid to late game. Because we're building for damage, we've got to be a little bit more careful about how we approach that particular tactic, because we're not really building for it. So at level 4 we are going to be taking Deadly Strike, increase the damage of Flame Kick. So let's jump around the back and let's give some damage to Jaina, and then we just get some brew, pick up a shield. You can see they can't do anything to me whilst I'm doing that, especially with auto attacks. Abilities at this sort of range will do that, and I messed up my combo, got it the wrong way round. That will do damage, and as you can see I can just stand here and pretty much just tank anything they got and not have to worry about it. And Lily's actually getting quite low, and we are going to try and kill her here, and we get the kill on her as well. So this is really what Chen needs, but not have to build into it, if you get what I mean. He can do a pretty decent amount of damage, and we're just going to jump into that and drink some brew and then jump over the wall. He can do a decent amount of damage, and late game he can do some decent tank as well. Like, he'll just stand in a team fight and you won't have to worry about it. But without having both those things, he does sort of struggle a little bit in like the competitive scene, because you will find that they'll just completely nuke you instantly. And because we're in quick match, and I've come in quick match for a very good reason, because it's a little bit different to Hero League, you can play around with him a bit more, and this is where I love playing Chen, and this is why he's so much fun, because he jumps in, he does some damage, he jumps back out, his ultimate's fun. I'm not going for the barrel roll one. At level 7 we are going to be going for, what was it I took at this? Brewmaster's Balance. So you have got to have half an eye on trying to stay alive, because otherwise you will just get killed very quickly indeed. So Brewmaster's Balance means that I get increased speed when I'm under half of my brute, and I get increased health regeneration when I'm over half of my brute. Pretty decent talent, and does a lot for my survivability. And outside of, like, I could have created the aura if we were going for full damage, but I do have to have one eye on staying alive, because you can't do damage if you're dead. So that's why I said we're taking Brewmaster's balance. The fight is actually going, we're actually doing a lot better than I anticipated here, and we're just going to jump in on Tassadar. I'm blinded now, so I can't do anything. Chen does do a lot of auto attack sort of damage after he's done his abilities. His abilities don't seem to really do a great deal of damage. It's sort of being in the fight and doing persistent sort of hitting that gives him the most of his power. But with those abilities, now that we're sort of building into them, you see we're doing a fair bit, and we're going to just keep hitting people, keep drinking, and then jumping away from the enemy so that we don't get hit by stuff. And these guys have been rooted. Can we jump in here? We can jump on one at least. And Lily, we'll take both out, why not? Oh, I've run out of brew. Let's go and drink some more of that, and then we've got 3 coins as well. Let's go and pick up some coins. Let's see if we can clear this. How easily we can clear this. Still not the greatest lane clear in the world, but we're doing pretty well. I'm pretty happy with how this is going. Quick match is its usual random self, so anything can happen, and that's where Chen sort of benefits. I've been playing, the last 2 games I've played have been with 3 tanks, so I've been able to play around with this quite a bit. At level 10 we're going to take Storm, Earth, Fire. Basically, this is an ultimate that splits me into 3, well, pandas essentially, and they're going to do damage. But not only that, they're going to keep me alive. That's probably the most important thing of the whole bit. Oh, we're going to one hit will do. So we're going to try and tank this damage here. And standing next to Karazin, we could stay alive indefinitely, especially if you built into these. If you built into your shield talents and your brewmaster talents, so that'd be something of a combo to consider. That would probably work actually in Hero League. So let's take our ultimate. It's already 2 levels past where it should be. I'm not actually tanking that, but we are going to do some damage. We've managed to take out all the ammo from it, and although we haven't really been involved in too much of the sort of objective, Chen is just too much fun not to play sort of as this just wild. I don't know. I imagine him to be like how Boris Johnson would be if he was a character in this game, just like this eccentric lunatic that just sort of jumped in, got pissed, hit stuff, breathed fire at people, and amazing fun, all in one little, well, not so little package. And also, I think his standard skin is one of the best in the games. He looks amazing. So let's move up. We've got another team fight going. We've got another talent to go. At this level 13, we are going to be taking increases Cake Smash Slow. Now this is where we're going to actually be able to become pretty decent in team fights, especially after we take our level 16 talent, because I was supposed to be going to pay, wasn't I? That was the main idea. At level 16 we're going to get another slow on top of that, so we're like, if we jump on someone they're going to be so slowed that the crowd control is going to be amazing. We should be able to pick up a few more kills. The enemy has got a bombardment and they are catching up in XP, probably because I've just been farting around instead of actually playing as Chen. With regards to our stats, we're actually pretty close to Tychus for hero damage. That's a good thing. That's where we wanted to be, up round the other sort of damage dealers, except we're a tank with insane capabilities of staying alive, even when we haven't built for it. Now, it does sort of seem to me like I'm making out Chen's not very good, and I'm just dicking around. And he would actually be quite viable in most team situations. They're going for the boss, and I definitely can't tank this. So if there's too much damage up here, we're going to be in trouble. I've seen that Gazzo is up here doing this, so I'm not going to let him do it, and I need help from the friendly team. And I'm not going to get it, so I'm just going to have to leave, get some more brew, and pop my ultimate. Now here is where you can see my ultimate. I pop into 3 things. I need to split them up so I don't keep getting AoE damage. And we're going to try and get involved. We're going to have to really work hard here. Malfurion's going to save me just. No, he's not. Didn't have enough. The rotation from the friendly team was about as slow as they could possibly have done. But hopefully we'll pick up a trade kill at the very least. I mean, I was just standing there taking damage for a long time. And we're actually second in the hero damage league, which I'm pretty impressed with. So although we got the death, which I don't like, I hate dying in this game, we actually managed to kill 2 of the enemy team. Tychus is scared off the rest, and we're going to pick up the boss. So although I didn't build for tank, and I did eventually die, I was tanking the whole enemy team at one point. I'm pretty happy with how he's balanced. This doesn't... I haven't found this to be the case in League at all. But I mean, you're welcome to play him in there and see how you get on. His talents do lend themselves to damage and sort of a mobile ninja-ish type affair, but they just don't do the damage. To be honest, I don't know whether they could just take his... Take out the amount of shield you could get and turn him into like a thrall type affair, so like a melee warrior. That would be more fun. And then up his damage and then make him into someone that you can really have some fun with in the team fights. Not that you can't, of course, but I think he would be better suited having a damage increase, a shield decrease, and becoming someone that you could actually play alongside other assassins. I think it would be really good. The fact that he can jump into the back line and then deal damage from behind, which will slow and whatnot, and have the CC. I mean, I know that's what tanks should have, but I don't know. It's just something he needs a little bit of help. And it wouldn't take a lot. It wouldn't take a lot to help him to become a really strong character again. We're going to go down and help Zebo here. We haven't actually done much in the way of anything recently. The friendly team got nuked. The enemy team got nuked when we did that boss. And after that, it all went a little bit quiet. So, at level 16, we are going to be taking Flying Kick. Massively slows target. Now, you can take Flying Kick empowers your next basic attack. But we're not going to do that. This talent I've taken at 16 gives a 90%. That's right, a 90%. So it's almost a freaking stun. Are we going to kill him? We're going to kill him. We can jump to him. That will kill him. It gives a 90% stun. So that is essential. Slow. That is essentially a stun in all but name. Combine that, we don't need to go back. Combine that with the fact that I've taken extra slow on my keg. You can actually take an extra slow on your breath of fire as well. No, you can increase the duration of the keg slow as well at tier 1. So you can create this really seriously crowd controlling character. I'm going to jump straight over because fuck you, Jaina. I missed my combo, but we did actually pick her up eventually, and we just drink more brew. So if you can get into the habit of attacking brew, which isn't difficult, don't get me wrong. Chen is not a difficult character to play. Then you are going to find that you can stay in fights for ages. And I mean, if you built him as the sole tank alongside a Karazim, you would have hours of fun. So we've jumped in. We're going to tank 3 of the enemy players, and we're tanking the core. Although one of the minions is now taking the brunt of that, and we're just not caring. And we're going to kill... Are we going to kill him? No, we are going to be stunned by Gazlo. I just need to make sure I've got a shield up here before I get out. We can kill Gazlo. Yes, we are. We are so deep and just not caring at all. So with Brewmaster's Balance, obviously when I'm over half, I get to... oh wow, are we going to kill? We're going to kill Zeratul, and we're going to kill Jaina if we can. Yes, we will. We went so deep. The enemy team is getting absolutely fried. We've been battling in the enemy's core now for the best part of a minute, I'd have thought. That's pretty good going. You've got to be happy with that. Murky's coming after me. I don't care. I'm just going to go and try and kill Lily. Might even do it as well. Let's pop the ultimate, and I think it might be time to disengage, to be fair, because we've been here quite a long time. We didn't actually manage to get a kill on Lily. This is my ultimate, and now we're going to do 3 times the damage onto the core, and that's going to be a good game. What an amazingly fun way to have Chen played. I really do like that. That's me. I just need to heal again, and we win. There we go. That is playing Chen. Oh, my favourite character by a country mile in this game. So let's have a look at the stats and see how we did. So I've managed to get him up to level 8, so he's not very high. I don't play him a lot, but I do. He's just the best character to play if you want to just mess around. ETC used to be, Chen's far more fun, especially now they fixed his Q. So with the stats, we did the second top damage in our team that included a Karazim and a Nazebo. Now that's probably to do with the fact that quick match is pretty wild, of course. But we managed to tank 55k damage. Enemy team not having a tank obviously helped us massively, and we actually had a bloody good comp. So we managed to tank 55k damage and do a pretty reasonable amount of hero damage as well, and we only died once. So I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it is what it is with regards to the enemy team, but you can only play what's in front of you, right? So at level 1 we took Consuming Flame. Breath of Fire's burn effect when used on brew-soaked targets is increased for 2 seconds. Diddly Strike increased the damage of Flying Kick. We then took Brewmaster's Balance. This is really important for keeping you alive whilst you dick around with your damage build. Storm, Earth and Fire. Again, that'll do a little bit of damage, but also for keeping you alive. The barrel one can be fun, but ultimately it's really hard to control and not really much use, and I always make them go the wrong way and wreck it for everyone. At level 13 we took a touch of honey, so we increased the slow on Keg Smash further to 40%, and then we took a 90% slow for Flying Kick with Pressure Point. At level 20 I would probably have taken a Hardened Shield. His level 20 talents are a bit shit, to be honest, they need reworking. Other than that, I've had a great load of fun, a very quick game as well, and Chen is definitely someone you should try if you're looking for a bit of joy out of what can be a pretty tedious game when you get the wrong end of matchmaking. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I have been Old Flads. This has been Heroes of the Storm. Cheers and goodbye.